2 p.m., 3 p.m., and 5 p.m. News at noon, 12 noon. News from across the states, 4 p.m. And our major news at 6 p.m. Citizen FM 93.7. Always precise in news broadcast.
This is 93.7 Citizen FM, Abuja.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Citizen FM News at noon. I am Lawrence Umoite. Millions of Muslim faithful in Nigeria on Wednesday joined hundreds of millions more across the globe in celebration of Eid al-Kabir. The annual festival marks the end of the Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca by countless devotees from around the world. It is usually celebrated with prayers offered on the Eid ground, followed by the slaughter of goats, sheep, and cattle in commemoration of the Prophet as readiness to sacrifice his son to show obedience to Allah. Following his return to Nigeria from London on Tuesday, President Bola Tinubu joined other faithfuls at the Obalende Eid praying ground in Lagos. According to a statement by the president, the Eid al-Kabir comes at the end of religious activities spanning the first 10 days of Islamic month. Nigerian Muslims also joined their counterpart in Saudi Arabia to observe the most significant religious obligation in Hajj called Arafat, seeking Allah's forgiveness and renouncing past sins.
Country Nigeria, we prayed for the president.
We have prayed, alhamdulillah, so much for our country. We know what our country Nigeria has been going through over the years. For this, in concentrating on prayers.
The European Union Election Observers Mission to Nigeria 2023 general election says it has identified 6 areas for improvement in Nigeria's electoral process moving forward. The chief observer of the mission, Barry Andrews, disclosed this in Abuja during a presentation of its priority recommendations based on its observation of the general elections.
Signal a need for further legal and operational reforms to enhance transparency, inclusiveness, and accountability. The Electoral Act 2022, which had its first test in a general election in 2023, and other legal instruments evidenced gaps in terms of transparency, accountability, and inclusivity, and left room for uncertain implementation.
The mission, however, observed that there were also areas of improvement in the conduct of the election.
March represented a significant improvement in terms of the use of the technology. There are 93.5 million people registered to vote in this election, which betokens a massive appetite for democracy.
Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission says the glitch experienced in the upload of the February 25th presidential election in the country should not write off the entire polls nationwide. INEC's National Commissioner Festus Okoye stated this in response to the final report on the 2023 general election submitted by the European Union.
The Commission is concerned. There were so many positives to this election. There were also significant challenges and problems with the election. We are going to address those challenges and those problems. And if we receive most of the reports from the domestic and international observers, we will harmonize them, take out the actionable ones that have administrative flavor. We will implement them. If there are still challenges with the Electoral Act 2022 and the constitutional framework, we will also join Nigerians and go before the National Assembly to get both the constitutional and legal framework amended.
The World Bank has expressed its support for the federal government's decision to remove subsidies and unify the country's exchange rate. This follows President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's recent speech advocating for these measures. During an event organized by the World Bank to assess Nigeria's economy over the past 6 months on Tuesday, the country director, Dr. Shubham Kadhuri, emphasized that although the policy would be painful, it is essential for rebuilding the nation's economy.
The impact of this meaning less recourse to central bank finance, slower growth of the money supply, better growth dynamics.
What we're looking for is price stability. What we're looking for is an ability for investors to bring in their money and have a fair view as it's going to take for them to make a return in dollar terms, okay, and remit their money. We are all sure that with the right measures will be a temporary spike in inflation, and that involves using the World Bank's financial muscle to have a loan from the World Bank.
The director of FCT Department of Security Services, Adamu Gwari, has said the forthcoming G7 security meeting will tackle issues of kidnapping and other violent crimes in the FCT and its surrounding states. Gwari made the disclosure in Abuja at the monthly FCT security meeting, where he also said the upcoming G7 meeting had been scheduled for July 5th in the FCT. And on the foreign scene, the death toll from a Russian missile strike on a restaurant in eastern Ukraine rose to 9 on Wednesday as Kiev downplayed the impact of the Wagner mutiny on fighting. 3 children were among the dead at the Risa Pizza restaurant, while at least 56 people were injured in the attack. The eatery is popular with both soldiers and journalists in the town. And in sport, Super Eagles striker Alex Iwobi has described the 2022-2023 Premier League season as an emotional roller coaster he would not want to experience again after his club escaped relegation on the last day of the season. Iwobi, who was named Player of the Season at Everton for his contribution to the club last season, says his inspiration comes from his uncle, Austin J.J. Okocha.
Obstacle of not going down, like we've done very well, but it's not something I enjoy, but I'm happy that the teammates that I played with, the fighting spirit and the chemistry were able to overcome that. So I've never seen it as pressure having him as my uncle. It's an honor to have someone that's a big stature in Nigeria to be my uncle. I've never felt the pressure. Every time he told me, that he messages me or he calls me, he always says that just go and express yourself the same way he did. He always played football with a smile on his face, so he told me to do the same thing. So I never see any pressure. When I'm on the pitch, I just want to go and enjoy and play with my friends, play with my teammates, and enjoy football really.
And that's the Citizen FM News at noon.